This is the video for the Q&A. So a few months ago, maybe, well, a few weeks ago, I'm not really sure, but anyways, I've posted a video and I have asked my followers on YouTube and Facebook to ask me questions and I would answer them. So this is the video where I answer the questions. But first of all, I would like to start with a few updates and a few news about my YouTube channel. So first of all, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. And I hope that this new year will bring you a lot of success in what you do, and it's gonna be a pleasant one. For me, in 2015, there's a lot that has happened. I would probably have a hard time to really break it down into telling you absolutely everything that happened. I know I had the opportunity to collaborate with a few of you guys and other composers from around the world. I really enjoyed all the projects that I have been working on, and also I have done also tracks for a publishing company now called Colossal Trailer Music, and I really enjoyed also to work with that company and creating tracks. So as you may know, also in this year, what happened is that someone has had contacted me for they wanted to perform my Celtic piece in a school. It's a school orchestra that would like to perform my Celtic tune, and so they will be performing it in France in May. So I have done a crowdfunding to be able to travel to France to be able to be there, and I am actually halfway there in my funding project, so it's really getting close to me being able to go there. Yeah, donations are still open if you'd like to collaborate to that. But I really want to thank everybody that did became part of this. I was not expecting that much people would join and help me to afford that trip. So really thank you to each one of you that did a little contribution or a bigger contribution to that project. Really appreciate that, and when I go, I really want to bring you pictures and videos and make you feel like you've been there too and seen how it went. So that was a really big highlight in 2015, to have my music being performed by an orchestra. And other projects, a lot of things happened. Also my Patreon, I was really thankful that my Patreon really could give me some fundings, and with that I have been able to start upgrading my equipment, which never happened before. So I could buy a big nice studio monitors to be able to get do my mixing correctly, and something else I wanted to keep as a surprise and show you, upload a special soundtrack, but I haven't had a chance to do it. I've been working on it, but I didn't have time, so I don't want to keep you in the mystery anymore about that. What happened is that I because of my fundings on Patreon, I was able to purchase a big collection of VSTs, of music libraries. So for about 7 years, I could never upgrade my equipment, and I was working with the same, the keyboard sounds that were very not really high quality. It sounded like a keyboard. So to be able to have that new realistic sound, now I can do orchestral music, and it actually sounds like an orchestra, and it's easier to work around with. I don't have to pull my hair out and just be frustrated about trying to make it sound real, because it has a better flow of it. Anyways, I hope I can show you soon, but for me it's really amazing, and I was very feeling like finally I can start to upgrade my equipment and start producing better music. That was very, very encouraging for me. So I'm really thankful for this happening there. And I want to thank you for your support through 2015, and also since ever I created my YouTube channel. All the positive comments I got on my music, or even not positive, but it really doesn't happen often, to be honest. And really, sometimes I get really stressed in a lot of different projects, and then I go back to my channel or just read comments, and that really makes me glad to have my music there, and makes me happy that people really appreciate my music. Sometimes, you know, I'm like, oh, I won't upload that, it's not perfect, you know, and then I upload it anyways, and even if it's just one person that really, they listen to the music and they really appreciate it, then it's really worth to keep doing music just for that. Because I can be really hard on myself about my music. So when I see that some people really appreciate it, then it makes a big difference for me. So I'm really glad to have everybody here following me on my channel. And I mean, really, everything, there's been so much happening in the last 2 years or 3 years that I had my YouTube channel. It's really growing fast, and it's all also because of the people that are being supportive and following my musical journey. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it for the talking. I could talk for a long time, but I have a lot of questions here that I really want to answer. So I might skip a few of them, so forgive me for that. And also I might pronounce your name wrong because I'm originally French, so forgive me for that as well. I have a total of about 35 questions maybe about that, so I'm not sure if I'll do them all or not. Yeah, let's go and we'll see how it goes. So question number 1 from MuleTail11 asking, if you could collaborate with anyone in the world, who would it be? So that's a kind of a tough question because I'm really not sure, because I don't, like, I know some of people really have like idols, you know, people that really they are you know, looking at those people, they're a fan of them, they want to, you know, they really admire them. But for me, it all depends of the music, you know. All the tracks are different, and if I hear a track and I really like it and I really want to collaborate on it, I can hear, you know, more instruments and vocals and harmonies. So for a specific composer, I'm really not sure. I mean, I enjoy so much collaborating with various people. I can't really think of anyone that I would like to collaborate with, and it would be hard because I never collaborated with, you know, more famous composers. So unless I do so, I cannot tell if I would like it or not. And it's like that with collaborations too. I guess it's just, it happens, whenever it happens, then you see how it goes, but you can't really decide like if you would like it or not, because you never did it yet. You don't know how it's gonna go. So I hope that answers your question. Just to tell you also, for you guys, I've just put the questions as the first question asked or the first question answered. Okay, so the other one is from Jarrett F, and there's a lot of questions there, and I'll try to answer them all. So first question, how tall are you? This is another tricky question because I actually don't know. I kind of know sometimes and then I forget. I like to say that I am average. So, you know, I'm not a giant and I'm not a tiny person. I'm just normal. Okay, so do you enjoy your job? So that's another question that is, I've been, you know, working on different jobs from time to time. And all the time, whenever I was working at jobs out of music, I was missing music a lot, and it would just break my routine of doing music for myself and being creative, or having freedom of, you know, just being who I was. So I never really enjoyed my job, but now I got a new job that I actually enjoy. So it's working on doing computer work from home. So I always been really independent when I work, so that's really something that I feel is really more my speed. You know, I can arrange my work the way I want, and it's really cool, and I'm really glad I got that. It's really nice. So yes, I actually do enjoy my job for the moment. So then another question, what are some of your favorite subjects outside of the art type things, such as history, science, and why? By the way, sorry for I don't read very well, but I hope you understand. Okay, so other subjects, hard to tell, because I really like to do a lot of art. So outside of art, what do I like? I actually don't know. I think I used to like, what do I like? I think I only like arts, because that's not really hobbies either. I think I really like reading, you know, doing literature. I really like that, reading, and also doing essays and stuff like that. I liked geography, but I never was really good at it. And I guess that's it. I guess that's it. And why? Well, why? I don't know, because, you know, the world has always, I always was interested in the world, so I guess like geography is kind of interesting because you see different cultures, different landscape, different weather, so that was kind of interesting. And reading also because it's, you know, you learn about different authors and different, you know, I don't know, just interesting, I guess. What do you think about the world, your place in it, or some philosophy thoughts on life? Okay, so that one is it changes. My answer probably changes all the time, because sometimes I will be, you know, thinking about one thing, and then the other time it changes into something else. But what I think about it is that I think we are all very similar people on the planet, which means that we should, like, for me anyways, it's like I don't like to treat people differently. If you're more famous, if you're less famous, if you're talented, if you're less talented, I think we can each learn from each other, we can all help each other, and, you know, we're just the same, we're just people on the planet, you know, we're all together, we're not really that different, and also the way we live, or the way our lives are, doesn't really make us that different, you know. And I think it's a good idea for everyone to stop, you know, pretending to be, oh, you know, I'm famous, and you're not good enough or something like that. It's just not, for me, it's not something that should happen. You know, everybody should just be equal, you know. I think that's what I think. I think that's what I think. What time period would you choose to live in, if any, and where and why? Good question. When I was younger, I really was, you know, I liked, you know, the old times before whenever there were, you know, people with horses and all that, and but you know, I guess they at this time it looked really peaceful, but they also had their problems and stuff. So I think it would be fun also, not really to live, but to see the world before humans really existed. You know, how was it? You know, it would be so pure, you know, no pollution, just the forest everywhere, and, you know, weird animals. So I think that would be nice to see. But to live in, I don't think so. Question 7, about college. For that question, I'm not, you know, I'm all done with school. And I really, like, if I would go, like, if we talk about studies, if I would go study, I would really do so if something really interests me a lot and I feel like I can learn in it. Right now with music, like, I was always self-taught and I was homeschooled as well. So for me, right now, I feel like I'm still learning with music, and I'm learning at a pace that I enjoy. So I think that it's that's it. I don't think about really going to studies yet, but we never know. Okay, and now a question from Outlaw da Silva. Question number 8 in my list. How many instruments do you play? I play about 6 instruments. I play the guitar, I play the piano, I play mandolin, bodhrán, flute, a bit of accordion, and I think that's pretty. And I do vocals, and I play the ukulele a little bit as well. This little guitar here. And I think that's pretty much it. At what age did you start playing music? I started doing music at age, hard to say. I started doing a bit of music when I was 3 years old. I knew one tune on the piano, and I don't know if at 3 years old I was playing piano, but I know I was singing a little bit. I was always playing a little bit of piano by myself, and I started really teaching myself guitar at 11 years old. But I just knew like 4 chords and I would play those 4 chords all the time. And then at 13 years old, I started playing more guitar and really working hard on learning it. And then probably at that same time, I started playing classical pieces, both on the guitar and the piano. So I basically probably started doing music at 13 years old. And that was a question from Bruno, actually. Okay, Final Impact Music asks, why do you compose the music that you write? Good questions. There is not really a reason why I compose music. When I create music, I'm not thinking about, okay, what am I gonna create, and you know, why do I want to create this? When I create music, it's just that I just feel like creating, and then I sit at the piano or start playing guitar and I just improvise. So I just play any melodies at all, and then sometimes it kind of moves towards something that I find is interesting, and at that time I'm like, okay, that sounds great, let's keep playing on it. And then sometimes every day I will play on it until it really becomes what it is, you know. It really until it makes it an interesting piece, and then I work more on it, and it just grows into a complete composition. But there's honestly no reason why I compose. The only reason that I compose it's for me, and just because it's like that. And then, what's the most important thing you think in connecting with a song? For me, it's the music has to move me. It has to make me feel like it's beautiful or it's sad. You know, I have to feel the emotions in it. If I don't, then I don't see why anybody else would. So for me, it's important to create music that really speaks something. It can be hard sometimes, because for me, I will create something, and because it's already been created in another song, like the same emotions or something, I'm like, well, this tune doesn't have anything special to me. But then if I upload it on my YouTube channel and people never heard of those other songs or something, they can hear it and they really will like it. So I try to still share my music whenever I feel like it's, you know, it's blank, because for someone else it can be different. Then the question is, why do you think music is powerful? I think that music is powerful because it's a universal language, and it can really reach a lot of people. You know, when you create a song, and music is really strange, and I really find like it's hard to try to understand what is music and why we do it and why we like it. But I think it's really powerful because it can kind of express feelings and emotions, and it makes it travel from one person to the other person. Can sometimes it makes them think about a moment, make them feel something special, and everybody will translate that differently. So you can do a tune, and for someone they will remember a moment or something, and the other people for them it will be different. You know, some tunes people will call sad, some people will call it more like emotional, or makes them feel better to listen to it. So each person do kind of hear this music differently, and I think that's really something that is kind of amazing. Okay, then question from Coleman Lee. What is your favorite video that you have made so far on YouTube channel? I really think that the one that I'm really more proud of is Spirit of the Island, because that's the one that I really pushed myself to the next level. I really wanted to make it, to combine all my skills into one video. And so I made that big Celtic orchestral track, and I also made, it's the only video actually on my YouTube channel where I also do step dancing. And I really like that, you know, the step dancing sound when you have a lot of step dancers, and, you know, it makes that like a thunder sound. And I always really liked that, so I wanted to recreate this. And I think, like, even if I get really tired of listening to it now, because I've, you know, listened to it pretty a lot, so yeah, I think I'm a little bit tired of it, but I think that's my favorite video that I like on my YouTube channel, even though some people might think differently, but that's the reason why I do like this video. Where am I? Okay. Could you tell us the story of how you first started making YouTube videos? That's a really interesting question. I can tell you the story. What happened is that I was composing a lot of music every day, and I had about like 50 compositions or something, 50 tracks, or like I had a lot of music that I never shared anywhere. So I can't exactly remember how this idea came off. Oh yes, I remember. Me and my sisters had a channel where we would just, you know, film ourselves playing. My sister is playing piano, so she was recording herself doing piano, and I was doing guitar and stuff like that. Just, you know, little funny videos to share with family and friends and stuff. And I think by that because we had a YouTube channel, I kind of saw that people were uploading music on their YouTube channel, so I decided to create my YouTube channel and upload my music. So I started doing that. I created my YouTube channel on, I think it's around in April 16th, or February 16th. I can't remember exactly. But I created my YouTube channel, and I was working full-time as an accountant at that time. So each time I would come back from work, I would just upload my music with some artwork that I had done, or pictures. So I would use some of my sister's paintings and, you know, upload my video. And it was really like, it was not as personal as it is now. It was really like just putting a description, like game music with this instruments, good for ads and stuff like that. It was really different. And So I started uploading tracks. I uploaded like 10 a day, which was not a good idea because people didn't see them, and lots of them now they only have 20 views still because they were just uploaded 10 a day. Nobody would see that I had no subscribers. But for me it was like, yeah, I'll just, you know, create a portfolio so people can go and see my videos there. So I have a bunch of old tracks that, you know, nobody ever heard. But that's how I started YouTube. And also by doing that I started to meet other composers and discover new music, people that were just like me doing music, and it was really nice. And you know, some of these people now I still follow their channel and I enjoy their music, and they're still following my channel, and it's really great. And sometimes I just look back and I'm like, yeah, it's been a long way, you know, like I never thought I would get that many subscribers either. Even for me 500 was impossible, so it's pretty changed, and I feel like it's been more than just 2 or 3 years. Sorry, that was a really long answer. What do you find easiest to do musically, and what do you find musically the hardest? The easiest thing is probably just, you know, improvising on an instrument, and just coming up with the right tune, the right track. Like the easiest part is playing music, obviously. For me, you know, I take the guitar or the piano and I just play music, and that's really easy. The hardest part is when I need to it's when I have a soundtrack, but I want to give it a certain when, like, sometimes I don't know, sometimes I compose something that is easy and it takes, you know, really not much time to do. But sometimes I will try to do something complicated and I can't play it because I hear it in my mind and it goes like, you know, with the super hard piano part, and I try to do it and I can't do it because it's too skilled. I can't do it. So that's what I find sometimes hard. Also, if I do a big epic track and I try to put the pieces together, and I mean I have all done the orchestration and everything, I just need to finish it up, you know, and make it powerful, then sometimes it can be hard. The other thing I find really hard into music is whenever I need to come up with a specific tune for a specific project and my inspiration is going crazy on something else and I'm really not inspired to work on that specific type of music, then it's really hard because I have to try to focus and not get distracted at all, and that's really hard for me. Where am I now? Okay, a question from Johan. He says, what is the best thing with being a YouTuber? Okay, the best thing for me for being a YouTuber, depending of how I have my YouTube channel, is that I find that people on YouTube here, for me anyways, are very nice people. It connects with a lot of different people from around the world to be on YouTube. And you can really be creative and create anything that you want. For me, YouTube is not something that is formal. I like to keep it really, you know, a place that is very friendly and just be sharing a lot of type of music, not feeling like, oh no, if I put this type of track, a soundtrack or this video, like people will think I'm silly and they'll think I'm dumb and they won't like it. And for me, YouTube is not like that. For me, YouTube is really, you are welcome to watch my videos. If you don't like it, you are welcome not to like it, you know. But I think the best thing about YouTube is I connect with a lot of people, and YouTube allowed me to meet other artists, other composers, exchange ideas, do collaborations, and I think without this YouTube channel, I'm not sure exactly how it would have been progressing, probably differently, but I really like that it's really helpful to get to know more people, to get to grow. Because alone it can be hard, but YouTube allows you to get some people supporting what you do and stuff, and it's really a lot of fun as well. Then what is the most challenging thing with being a YouTuber? The most challenging thing, For me, it's to try to keep my promises when I tell people I'm gonna upload a video and it takes years. Like this Q&A answer video, for example. You know, I wanted to do it sooner, but then I got carried away in something else. So for me, I find it's I really like to keep my YouTube channel active, but sometimes I feel bad because I'm late in my stuff, and you know, you don't want people to think that, well, you know, what is she doing? Like, for you have other things to do, but some people, they're just like, okay, I'm waiting to see the, you know, the track she's been talking about for, you know, months and stuff like that. But I guess that's not really a problem with YouTube. It's pretty much like a problem with me being behind in my stuff. But challenging thing, yeah, it's just, you know, keeping it interesting all the time and keeping it active, and also kind of respect your subscribers, you know, like you know, it's all about that, right? So yeah. And by the way, Joanne, sorry if I say your name wrong, but that person has a YouTube channel making videos, and you know, started not a while ago, and I just want to tell you that keep it up, and you know, I was like you when I started, and I think you're gonna get a lot of subscribers, so keep it up. Okay. Question from Quest. What hobbies do you have that do not involve music? I have a lot of hobbies. I like to do photography, juggling, writing, drawing, step dancing, and crafts, doing like things like this, bracelets. So yeah, I have a lot of things that I like to do. But I don't have time because I do music. Which one of your work are you most proud of? I'm really proud of, like I said, it was the soundtrack, the video, Spirit of the Islands. And then question from Heidi. Do you have a project in the future? Yes, I have lots of projects in the future. They do involve music, of course, and it's a lot of projects that have been confirmed for me to work on soundtracks for games or something like that. So I do have a lot of projects and also some plans that I want to do, but hopefully I'll get to do them, and everything will be fine. I have always too much projects, that's my problem, and then it's hard to find the time to do it all. Then how long you need to create a song or do the videos, etc. It depends. Usually I try to keep it in one day. If I don't finish a tune in one day, then I usually lose interest, or I move on to the next piece and I don't get to finish it. So usually I try to keep it, finish it in one day or 2 days. Even though I wish that I could take more time to work on the track and really make it better, but for me it doesn't work like this. When I compose, it has to be done really fast. But usually it takes 1 day, or the bigger soundtracks it took about 3 days. So that's the average, 2 to 3 days. Okay, then question from Peter Gundry. It says, when is your favorite time to compose other than all the time? Well, all the time would be pretty much the right answer. But I really thought that usually it was at night, really late at night when everything is really quiet. Seems like I can really focus on music. But also in the morning after getting up and you know, having my cup of tea, and I sit at the piano every morning and I improvise. And sometimes I also feel like I'm inspired by dreams that I don't really remember about. Don't really remember about what I dreamed about, but it's kind of, I start playing the music and stuff like that, and it's kind of inspiring. So in the morning and in the afternoon, not really during the day. During the day I feel like I'm more awake, you know, and when I'm awake, it's just, I use this time more than to work on already made soundtracks, or stuff like that. So I think it would be pretty much that, morning and night. Okay, moving on to the next page. Question from Beyond the Beyond. What is your absolute favorite instrument to play and master? I think that it's between the piano and the guitar. Because I've always really liked to play the guitar a lot. It's my favorite instrument, and the instrument that I feel is more my instrument. You know, when I take the guitar, it's just really, yeah, I don't know, I really like the guitar a lot. So these are the two instruments. Piano, I like to challenge myself a lot too whenever I play. I play even the piano more often than the guitar, so I think it's between those two instruments. But I would say probably the guitar, I would say. Okay, then a question from Helder. Because you really wanted me to answer this question, where would you hide an elephant? That's been on my mind since ever I heard this question, and I thought about it for a long time, trying to find the perfect answer. And I actually don't think that I found a really good answer for that question. Depending of what you're hiding your elephant from, I would say if you hide it in a zoo, then nobody's gonna find it, because they expect elephant in a zoo, right? So if you hide your elephant in a zoo, they might not really see it. Or then you can hide it in the jungle, because that's also where they won't find it. I know it's really lame answers, I'm sorry. Okay, question from Gunnar. I'm sorry, names, I don't want to make them sound really weird. Okay, do you have a studio set up, or are you renting one for your songs? I have my own home studio. I've always had my own studio since I started doing music. My home studio is really not fancy. I have those blankets, thick blanket there, that I've put on the wall, so the sound, so you know, it cuts from the reverb and stuff. I have my few instruments, such as my guitar here, and I have a boran here. And it's actually just, you know, a desk, and I have you know, my laptop that I work on, and just the basic that I need to do recording. So I record at home. And also, he was asking, who does your background music? It's awesome. Background music, it's all actually the whole music that I do, it's all done by myself. So I play my instruments, I do background vocals, I play instruments on my keyboard. So all is done by myself in my own personal studio. Question from Maxime Gagnon. Who is your favorite performer? One related to music and one related to movies or others. Like I said previously, I don't really have favorite artists. I really admire some of the composers that are just on YouTube like me and do music. Various ones of them, I think they're all really good. All some people, same as the ones that are more famous, you know, some of them are really, the music that they create is really thought about it so much. Like, there's so many different styles, and I think that they're all really good. For me, it's hard to tell who is my favorite performer, and I have yet to discover so many other artists. So one related to TV or movies, I don't really watch movie that much. I know whenever I was younger, I was always a fan of the Three Stooges, and I really liked Curly character. So I guess that kind of answers the question. Okay, then question from Jason. Do you think if we could borrow your music for a movie or game, and if we could credit you and notify you for it? Okay, that's one question that actually I answered that one, because that was someone that was asking for it now at the moment. And I want to tell you guys, answer this question, because I've been asked so many times, and most of the time I don't answer it, and well, I try to answer it, but sometimes I skip it, or I have really not set up my decision about how I want to do this, because usually people were not wondering to use my music. So I guess, you know, it's fine to use my music in your video as long as you ask me first, because I like to know which music you want to use and how you want to use it. So it's just like a video on YouTube or a school project or something. I like to know first. So please ask me first, and then, you know, we can see from there. So I like people just to ask me permission before using my music. So yeah, just, you know, send me a message and ask me, you know, can I use your music, and it's gonna be used in that project. And I say, okay, yeah, go ahead, you know. But usually, yeah, people can use my music on YouTube as long as they put a link in the description to my YouTube channel, so people know that I did the music. Okay, moving on to the next question. Moonchant music. Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? I actually couldn't tell really much, because whenever I started my YouTube channel, I think it's 3 years ago now, I had no idea that I would be here at all. So if I keep going like this, in 5 or 10 years, I mean, will I be scoring films, or will I be moving on to being like working not in music at all? I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I feel like music is really something that I will always do, but I don't know how it's gonna go. If I'll just keep growing really fast and get to really just do that as a living and stuff, or if I'm gonna move on to something else eventually, or if I'm gonna realize that I have interest in something else. I'm really not sure. Okay, what goals do you have for your music and composing? It's hard to tell what is my goals for composing and music. My goal is really just to keep doing music and always challenge myself in making better music. Sometimes, like, I'm really inspired by any type of music that I hear, even if it's classical music. Sometimes I hear and I'm like, you know, how do they do this? And music has a lot of different, it's really a mysterious thing for me. So I try to understand music and try to play, trying to find the way to play it that is the more interesting way. So my goal is just to keep growing musically and always enjoy it also. I don't want to lock myself in just doing one type of music, or, you know, limit myself to something. So I think my goal is really just to keep doing music and always stay true to my art. And then, what's the next question here? Okay, Libowski is asking, do you plan to make a CD of your classical songs, or maybe the Celtic ones? Yes, Celtic music album, I've been talking about it for months and months and months, and I've never released it. I think it's been a year, and I'm just not, I think I have enough track to do it. I don't know why I'm just being slow in doing so. I released my album Dreamer a while ago, so I'm guessing I'm just keeping it a little bit apart. And, you know, I want to rework, maybe do mastering on them, you know, make it better sounding, and I'm really fussy about that. And I'm just like, I don't know, each time I release an album, it's really stressful, and it's like, you know, am I ready for that? Should I make this album, or wait and do better tracks? And, you know, it's just, it feels for me, whenever I release an album, it's done, you know, and I really want to have albums that are released, so I can say, you know, I'm not just doing music and forgetting it. I just would like to make it into albums. But where I hope soon, probably this year, this new year, I will make it. The Celtic one's gonna be the first, that's for sure. So next time I do an album, it should be a Celtic one. Classical CD album, that's a really good idea actually, because most of the time I'm wondering if I should be just piano music album, guitar album, or do I like put it in like emotions, sad music, happy music. or should I just make it mixed up, like, oh, there you go, collection of music. So I never really thought about classical songs, so that's a really good idea to make an album with that style of music, and I have probably enough material to do that album as well. So you might see it someday. And thanks for the suggestion as well. Okay. Where am I now? Also, by any chance, are you interested in photography, and is there a place where you upload your pictures? I do a lot of photography actually. I really like it for the reason that sometimes I do a lot of music and I stop. Well, actually, I'm getting stressed because I don't do anything else besides music, and sometimes it doesn't work like I want it to work. So photography allows me to go in the forest and walk and not be feeling like I'm not doing anything, because I think I always like to feel like I'm doing something constructive or something important, not important, but So photography is nice because you can go outside and stuff, and I don't know, just something that really interests me, to take various pictures, do picture editing. It's a bit like music, you can really put an atmosphere, a specific atmosphere in the pictures. I do have a DeviantArt page, even though I don't really upload a lot of images there, but I can try to upload more of it here, and I'll put a link in the description as well. And you can probably see them also in my videos, because I use them in my music videos. I put the photography that I do most of the time. Okay, moving on to the next question. What's your favorite? That's a question from the White Wolf. What's your favorite song made by you, and your favorite songs not made by you? So yeah, favorite song, Spirit of the Highlands, I would say, and my favorite song not made by you, I have quite a few of the songs that I really like. I do like Irish music a lot. I don't have any specific song that would be my favorite. It depends of my mood. It depends what I need, what I feel like listening to, and I don't actually listen to a lot of music. So it would be hard to tell what's my favorite song. But sometimes it would be fun to gather some of my favorites and make a playlist with it. Okay, question from Tartalo Music. Have you found a way of not hating your own music after listening to it hundreds of times in the mixing process? Yes, I have found a way actually, and that way is do not do mixing. If you skip the mixing part, you just do it really quickly, you'll still like your tune. But it's true that when you do mixing, sometimes, and me too, like it's the same thing, I really want it to be perfect, and I will be listening to it so many times that after a while I just can't hear it anymore. It's like I'm like, does it sound good? Does it sound bad? I have no idea, because I know how the melody goes. I know the strings are gonna come at this point. I know the drums are gonna be like this. So for me, I could be hearing it, but someone else that's not expecting to hear that drum sound coming in at that exact same time, it might be, wow, those drums are really loud, So yes, it's a big problem. It helps whenever you have a friend that you can send the music to and ask them, what do you think? Do you think it's mixed okay? The other way is to send it to someone, and someone does the mixing for it instead of you. But then I find that mixing is also what makes your music original. The way you mix your music is also the way you like it to sound like. So I find that mixing your music yourself is not actually, it's not a bad idea to do. But yeah, it's a good question. Okay, question then from Yen Pai. So I'm so sorry for the names. Will you publish piano sheet music? And that was a comment put on Facebook. Will you publish your piano sheet music? I was really, really happy to learn that people wanted to wanted to play my music and perform my music, and that would be something really, really great to have someone play one of my songs. That would be really, really nice. But unfortunately, I don't read music and I don't write sheet music. I hope to learn sometimes to do it, so I can really, you know, so I can actually do sheet music. And also, it would be good not to forget my tunes. Right now, I have about five compositions that have each 3 parts, and it's all in my mind. And I'm trying to play it at least every day so I don't forget it before I record it. But for me, recording is the only way not to forget it. So if I could do sheet music, would be awesome, because I could sit at my piano and say, oh, that sounds good, let's write this down. And I could just write it down, keep it for later. So hopefully one day I will, and when I will have sheet music, I will let you know. Same with the guitar tabs. Okay, I think that's the last question from Alpha Orchestra. As a composer, do you invent or do you discover music? I would say for that question, I actually discover music. But discovering is also inventing, I guess. For me, music is not, I don't want to create something that I know. I always want to create the unknown. I want to do music and find something that I didn't know each time that I do music work. I always, for me, if I would use my skills that I have right now to create a song, for me it would be, well, it's a waste, because it's probably, I have already done that kind of music, you know, it's just different melodies, but, and that's my problem also. Lots of people, for them, this song will be great because it's just good music. But for me it's boring because I didn't challenge myself in doing the music. I didn't try to find something that really moves you or something. So so yeah, I guess that's, I like to discover music a lot, and music puzzles me a lot. It you know, makes me wonder about a lot of things. So I guess this looks like it's the last question. I'm sorry if I didn't answer any of your questions, maybe that you posted after I decided to make this video. And also, I'm sorry about the names that I really said wrong. Please forgive me for that, because I'm French and I have a really hard time with the names in English or different languages. And also, I'm sorry that this video was so long, because I didn't expect it to be that long, and I probably spent a lot of time on each answers, and I hope that it was not too boring for you guys. But really, I want to thank you for all the questions. I was really excited to see how many questions there were. I think one time I did ask, I was about to do a Q&A video, and I just had 2 questions, I think, in the Q&A. So that was good now to have that many questions, and I really enjoyed to answer them. If you have any more questions, anytime, just ask about music or anything, like I say. It would be my pleasure to let you know. And yeah, so that's it, and I wish you all a very good year. And for me, really, it's been an amazing year. It's been a lot of struggles as well, I have to say. For a certain point, I was thinking about, I don't know, I was really thinking about giving up music for a while, and just, you know, I was really confused about doing music for commercially or just on YouTube, and struggles about, you know, I need income and stuff like that. But now I've been trying to, you know, take it more slowly and really enjoy creating music freely, exploring new style, not being afraid to just do music for myself, and not feeling guilty of not doing actual work. And I think that will really come with time. Everything will come together. And ever since I tried to take it a little bit less seriously and have more fun, and I started to get projects done really better and faster. So I think that's the thing with me. I need not to stress about things, and just, you know, keep creating music, and also you guys are really supportive, so I'm really glad. Whenever it's really stressful, I turn to my YouTube channel and I see how people have been nice to me, and it's really great. I'm really happy to have my YouTube channel. Like I say, for me it's like my home, and I just come back here and I feel like, you know, I'm no stress or anything. So yeah, I don't know how this new year will come for me. It's not really a time that you can do start over or anything. It's just a new year means that you have time to change, you have time to grow, you have time to discover. And for me, it's just more like a continuity. It just keeps going, and it's been like that since I started doing music. You know, it's been really great. So I will end this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you could listen to it all or watch it all. If not, no problem. And yeah, I wish you all a very great day, and I thank you for all your support in 2015. I hope to keep seeing you in 2016. And I hope to see more people also, you know, appreciating my music. I will always be here on my YouTube channel, hopefully, and I'll keep sharing my music here. Alright, thank you. Bye.